Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Cash. I help the League of Women Voters of North Carolina with their communications. I'm joined today by Marian Lewin. She is the League's Vice President. This is the fourth in our series of videos about voting safely in North Carolina this fall. We know that hundreds of thousands of North Carolina voters have requested and have been mailed the absentee ballot, and that number is going up with each passing day. We know that tens of thousands of North Carolina voters have now returned that ballot. They have voted either by mailing it back or by dropping it off to their county board of elections. So voting is very much underway in our state. And in this video, we're going to talk about the systems in place to make sure the election runs smoothly, given all the changes this year amidst this pandemic. That no one votes twice in the election, and that after the election, all votes are properly recorded and reported to the public. So Marian, we know that not everyone who requests the absentee ballot is going to use it. A lot of folks will decide that they feel safe and they want to vote in person. So what happens to those unmarked, unused absentee ballots?
If you've requested and received an absentee ballot, you're not required to use it. You can change your mind and go vote in person, either at an early voting site or on election day. You can vote your ballot and have it placed directly into the tabulator. Your voter record does not show that you've requested an absentee ballot, so none of the polling place workers will know that you've received one, and you don't need permission to go vote in person. And more importantly, you do not need to bring your absentee ballot with you. As a matter of fact, we recommend that you do not do that. Once you've voted, you can go home and destroy that absentee ballot.
Playing devil's advocate for a moment, what happens if someone finds a voter's unmarked, unused ballot?
All absentee ballots that are sent out by the Board of Elections have a matching container envelope that came in when you received your ballot. There was an instruction sheet and a container envelope. They're all matched up. Your absentee ballot can only be returned in that envelope that was delivered along with the ballot. If someone finds a stray ballot, it can't be returned without that envelope. Secondly, if someone were to try and impersonate you and complete the container envelope with a witness and a signature along with your ballot, the election reconciliation process that we talk about at the end would know that two people tried to vote in your name. This would be investigated as a criminal case, as a felony by law enforcement.
So there are safeguards in place to prevent double voting.
Yes, once your absentee ballot is received and accepted by the Board of Elections, you will be marked as voted in your voter record, and your name will not appear in the poll book at early voting or on election day. You would not be permitted to vote a regular ballot and place it in the tabulator. Now, your vote is still protected if there's some confusion about whether your absentee ballot was returned in process, but you feel that the clock is ticking for you to vote at all, like it's October 30th, and you can't find out if your ballot's been accepted, and you don't want to risk not being able to vote. So you can go ahead and vote in person, and the Board of Elections will be able to contact you for an explanation and will retrieve any absentee ballot that is submitted and destroy it so that only your in-person ballot will be counted. So there are safeguards to prevent double voting. Remember, voting twice is a felony. Use the absentee ballot tracking tools on the NCSBE website, both Ballot Tracks and Voter Search, to help you stay informed about the status of your absentee ballot. And you can always call your County Board of Elections if you have questions or concerns.
Yes, State Board of Elections website is ncsbe.gov, ncsbe.gov. Everyone should be going there and checking on the status. So we have heard so much about security issues and hacking. How do we know if our votes will be counted and safe?
Well, yes, there's certainly reason to be concerned. We have heard a lot about this, but let me tell you what's being done in North Carolina to protect our election. First, there's been no evidence of successful hacking in North Carolina, although we do have proof that the Russians tried to access our voter database in 2016. At polling locations, no computers, tabulators, or other voting machines are connected to the internet. Your votes from the scanned ballot are recorded directly into the tabulator and do not go through the internet. The State Board of Elections is aware that hacking can happen, and they're looking for it. While that in and of itself is no guarantee, it helps to know that they're on guard. Additionally, most counties in North Carolina use hand-marked paper ballots, and all absentee ballots are hand-marked paper ballots. And there are a few counties that are using electronic voting machines, but they produce a paper version of the marked ballot. These electronically marked ballots can be audited and recounted after the election if there are questions or concerns. The best protection for our election system is the vigilance and the participation of you, the voter. Know what should happen when you go vote. Rely on trusted official sources of information. At the polls, check your ballot before you vote. Help election officials at the polling place follow all the policies that have been set up to ensure a safe election, and report any problems that you observe. Lastly, feel free to attend any and all meetings of the State Board of Elections and your County Board of Elections where they will be processing your ballot.
So we've been hearing a lot about the canvass. What is that?
Canvass is the normal process where all the ballots, all the voter records, and the vote counts are processed and finalized to come up with the final results of the election. Canvass takes place over 10 days following the closing of the polls on election day. During canvass, the following things will happen. The sample audit counts, that's a hand-eye count of the ballot, are done to check that the tabulators are accurately recording the votes that were marked on the ballots. All the ballots are both voted and unvoted. All the authorization to vote forms and any other documentation are reconciled to make sure all the numbers match up. The provisional ballots are also counted, and any absentee ballots that were not received and processed before the election are now processed and tabulated and approved and counted. And then candidates whose results were within a certain percentage of each other can request a recount. Canvass is a time when any irregularity can trigger an investigation of the election by the State Investigation Division. And that has happened. We saw that in 2018 with some of the instances of absentee ballot mishandling in Bladen County. After the canvass, the State Board of Elections certifies all election contests and the winners are known.
Thank you. Good information as always, Marian. I want to remind everyone you can still register to vote, check your registration, update your registration, request the absentee ballot, go to ncsbe.gov, ncsbe.gov, the official State Board of Elections website. I want to encourage everyone to go to the League of Women Voters of North Carolina website. We have great resources, a great FAQ there. Watch more of these videos. Use vote411.org. That is the League's nonpartisan voter guide. Great information there. Tell your friends about that. Help them make a voting plan. You know, this is the time that we all need to be talking to our friends and family and putting out, you know, rational, trusted election information. We will be back with another video. Thank you everyone for watching.